The Soviet Politburo is pleased to announce that here on January 1943, the Ukrainian national homeland of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics has been liberated, and the Germanic invaders from the west have been pushed back deeper into Romanian territory and across the border into Polish territory as well. Things are looking quite grand for the Soviet army, with the 74th Army looking quite strong here in western Ukraine, and all the manpower forces, the factory workers, the farmers of the field, amassed here in force. We see in eastern Ukraine a massive attacking force ready to go and ready to push into Germanic territory, and we shall see how that takes us. Up here in the northern regions, we see some minor skirmishing in the eastern parts of Poland, and we see in Leningrad a force has been built up with anticipations of encouraging the Finnish forces, a Finnish nation, to rejoin the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics and to reestablish themselves underneath the red banner of the communist nations of the world. Here we see in the western parts of the European peninsula, we see the Republican forces begin to marshal their strength in an attempt to push towards Galicia and Leon. We shall see how that carries out, as they have the quality of troops, and we have the quantity of troops. In the Soviet Far East, we see that the Japanese still hold two territories of the traditional Soviet Socialist Republic territories, and so the Soviet forces will attempt to push them out of those territories and gradually liberate the territory for the Soviets to regain their national homeland. We see the communist CCP party here, the Chinese Communist Party, has reestablished themselves in force with a decent amount of troops present, and we shall see how they take themselves in the subsequent turns as well. Welcome all to Global War 1936 version 4. We are playing Operation Varsity with my opponents, the veteran as well as 5-star general. It's been a fun game. I really do enjoy myself, and I think we should all extend a thanks to the designers and developers of this game who've created a very fun game. I do enjoy myself quite a bit. I do have a physical board game. It's just unfortunate that I don't have time to play all night. It takes a little bit more time than Tabletop Simulator, and unfortunately I just don't have the time for that. And so with no good options, I end up playing it on Tabletop Simulator. But I extend my thanks to the historical board gaming design team, as well as the creators and publishers and everything like that, for the hard work they put into this game. And everybody, if possible, try to support them. Alright, so let's get on with the Soviet turn proper. The CCP turn proper. We have $5 to spend. We are going to only spend... we're going to spend $5 on these two units here, I think. We're going to make no attacks. We're just going to move into Xinjiang and walk into Tibet as well and liberate these two territories for the CCP, and therefore maybe getting increased recruitment roll on our subsequent turns. These forces in Shenxi aren't going to do anything. We're just going to leave it as is. We are going to collect our $2 of income and place our units on the map. We're going to place infantry in Xinghai and militia here in Shenxi. Now we're going to roll for a recruitment roll, and we need a 4 or less in light of the new territory we've picked up, and it's an 8, so therefore we have not had any success in that department at this point. So that is it for the CCP forces. Now we'll look at the Soviet forces. I might still make a last ditch change on this one, and I think I shall. I'm not going to get these two Soviet transports and the Marines. I think that will hold off. Let's roll for some technology first. So I should state that last turn I messed up a little bit in regards to rolling for tech. I rolled for tech, and then later on I decided to move a factory. That's one of the interesting quirks, and perhaps a flaw in the Global War 36 game, is that you have to predetermine as the Soviets if you're going to move a factory or not. And if you move a factory, then, well, you got to make sure you don't roll for that tech on them. So it's one of those things that I'm not sure exactly how a person should proceed. But anyways, I only should roll for 3 techs. Now, I had debate on what was gonna switch out. I was thinking advanced mech or something like that, and I thought, you know what, it would be fairest, because I think I got long-range aircraft if memory serves. I can't remember what I got, so I reset it to what it was before at the start of my previous turn, and I'm just gonna roll for them all, and that way I don't have to say, oh, you know, I would have gotten this tech or that tech instead, and taken off a dice that missed anyways. So I'm gonna roll for these 3 tech. The orange missed, the 9 and the 12 succeeded. Orange missed, so that is this one. Jet fighters moves up. I get 1 space here for the orange, and long-range aircraft has succeeded, so that's 1 less tech to get on the subsequent turn. Yep, nice, right on. I'm going to permanently delete that one off the table. And now we go on to the actual turn proper for this turn as well, because that was for our previous one. Now let's see what this turn is. We're going to roll for these 3 dice, and let's see what the results are. So we're going for strategic rockets, jet fighters, and advanced mech. High numbers again, high numbers. 11, a 2, and a 10. Oops, that's long-range aircraft. Well, I already said what I was going to roll for. Let's see. So that would be this one, advanced mechanized, and long range. And strategic rockets goes up to there. Nice. With one miss on the jet fighters, so we get a +1 on our subsequent round. So this was to represent this dice. I just grabbed the wrong one. I think that's fair to do that because I stated what it was, and these two are color coded. I'm just a little bit colorblind apparently. Alright, moving on to the turn proper and our purchases. So let's see. I was hoping to what was I hoping for? I'm going to pause this video right here now. I hear my baby is crying, so let's see what that is all about. Alright, so I have my little general here at the side, General Zhukov, my little daughter in training, and I've decided what my purchases are going to be. So we're going to go for 2 T-34s, we're going to go for 4 infantry, we're going to go for 2 fighters as well. I think it's of good need there. And is that it? I believe that's it. And repair a railway as well. So that's what our purchases are this turn. So a little heavy on the air side of things. Alright, so let's go forward with that and start our combat movement. So first of all, before I forget, we're going to make a combat move from the Nationalists are going to send everything in the kitchen sink up to Galicia and Leon, including our Madrid anti-aircraft guns. Although they won't have much use, they'll serve as cannon fodder if need be. And then we're going to make a move here. The 74th Army is going to march into Bessarabia, as well as these 3 infantry coming in from southern Ukraine. Now we're also going to send in some units here as well. That will be 5 motorized. I'll organize them a little bit more later on. 5 motorized. We're going to send in those 2 light tanks, 2 T-34s, and for cavalry, I don't think we're going to send in any cavalry. Now, that is it for our movements there. We are also going to, yeah, that's it for combat moves into that territory. We're going to send from Podlachia to Lebelsky that infantry, as well as 2 fighters coming in from Smolensk. This air transport is going to drop off a unit, an airborne unit in Lithuania. Okay, those are a couple moves there. Now let's not forget our seaplane attack here, as well as our submarine into A13, as well as one here hitting an A10. Yeah, A10 and A13. And I believe that's it for this front. Yep, that's it for this front. In the Soviet Far East, we're going to make a little bit of a... Yeah. Yeah, we're going to send in these 2 infantry to Suyan, as well as a fighter is going to go into that territory as well. Felix. Yeah. Okay, that is it for all our combat moves. Let's get started with the Soviet Far East first. I think that's appropriate. 2 infantry at 1 and 1 fighter at 6. Unless the desert and the jungle together do something interesting. Good leak. 1 second. Okay, and the opponent is rolling 1 militia at 2 and 1 infantry at 4. So difficult odds for sure. Let's see what the results are. 1 hit, and on their end, nothing. The militia's gone now. We move on to round 2. A hit, and a hit, and nothing. So we've successfully... Let me hover over that a little longer. There we go, 11. Just so that people don't think I'm moving too quickly. So we managed to take out these 2 territories, or that territory here. And Suyan is now in our hands, and we're going to hand it over straight to the CCP. And this fighter is going to land... Did we get long-range aircraft after all? Let me just double check on that one. We sure did. So long-range aircraft gives us enough flexibility to land here in Chita. One of the interesting things about bombing railways is that they can be bombed from 2 different directions, right? You could bomb them here, or you could bomb them here. You know what I mean? That it's hard to protect against bombing of railways without putting fighters absolutely everywhere. Okay, so moving on from that, let's go to our non-combat on this side of the map. Happy. We're going to send these 2 infantry down south. These infantry are going to move to Angara. And, careful. Careful. Alright. Oh, your bunny fell. Alright, moving on to our next combat. So, this one is simply a walk-on. So I'm going to delete this one and flip this one over here. I'll organize this in the subsequent time. Did we capture territory? No, we didn't. The CCP captured the territory, and the Japanese go down by 1. Now, I have to double check because I'm not sure if I updated the map for the Germans, because for all I know, they might actually be up here because they captured Denmark and Belgium in the last term. So I gotta double check on that one. Oopsie daisy. Where's your mum? Okay, moving on. Let's do this battle here. 2 fighters and 1 infantry against an infantry there as well. So he's rolling 1, and my 2 fighters and 1 infantry at 2. Let's see if at least we can take him off the map. He's got 3, so he succeeded in that one. And on our end, we didn't get a single hit. That was a good defense by that German fellow. We're going to land these guys back here. Take off this, take off our infantry, and that is it for that one. We're going to capture also Lithuania, Kimi no, and we're going to land this plane down before I forget. Okay, we're going to move. I believe they're down by 2 and the Soviets are up by 2. Unless I already bumped it. I need to double check a little bit later on. Kimberly, go to mama. Go to mama. Okay, let's do our attacks. I put our seaplane up there. Yes, I've already done it. I haven't because the dice aren't prepared. You can hear the dulcet sounds of my daughter singing away. Okay, here's for the seaplane. The defense is too strong, the seaplane didn't get through. Let's see what the sub gets. There's 1, and it got stuck. Hey, oh, we maxed out that line in the Baltic. Okay, now we're looking at the northern line there. 2 and a 6, so no results there. But we have managed to max out this combat over here. Seaplane will land back over here. And that is it for our subway-based units. Let's go on to the rest of our non-combat stuff. We're going to move these ships over here. And they're not necessarily going to need to go in port. I'm just going to put them... delete that. I'm going to simply put them out here. They're in Sea Zone A14. Non-combat, we're going to move 2 infantry to this position here. And these tanks are going to come up to here. Non-combat. Unless the Tundra, of course, messes us up. Which I hadn't even looked into what that all does. But I believe... might not even list it here. Not here. Okay. No, that's not it. Alright, let's see. Go to bed, my little girl. I got home quite late today, so she wants to hang out. Sorry about this, guys. I know it's unprofessional. Tundra and ice. All landing is immediately end their movement upon crossing. Yeah, alright. So that's pretty good. So we end our movement as soon as we enter that territory. Good. Good. And that is it for those ones. Yes, sweetie. Okay, a non-combat, we're going to move. These 2 units are going to rail all the way. Kimmy, no, to here. And we're going to build a fighter. Kimmy, no. This cavalry is coming from eastern Ukraine, 2 spaces down to northern Caucasus. And we're going to send these units over here from eastern Ukraine to that position there. Actually, in fact, I might actually not send them there. I'm going to send them down to southern Ukraine. That seems to be adequate enough. Okay, I think it's all taken care of there. Now let's take a look at... I know I still have to do the Republic of Spain, but I'm going to put these on the map now. I'm going to put 1 over here. I'm going to put 1 over here on the far side. I'm going to put 2... would it be 3 units over here as well, because of the improved factories. And these 2 T-34s are going to show up here. as well as 1 infantry. And airborne unit's going to end up in Leningrad as well. Ready for the subsequent turn if need be. We're going to also send a Soviet militia to southern Belarusia from northern Belarusia. So we have 2 in each place. Actually, we'll send 2 down there. That seems to be an adequate. Yeah. Perfect. That takes care of that. Now let's take a look at this conflict over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 anti-aircraft. Wait, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 and a fighter and an anti-aircraft gun. Alright, so let's line up some dice here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, 6. Did I drop one in there? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 for the infantry supported, and this one here will represent the artillery and the artillery. And I'm going to put these 2 yellow dice here to represent that I have the anti-aircraft gun participating as well. And then on the defense, I believe we have something like 4 infantry, mountain infantry, and 1, 2, 3 militia. Let's just double check on that one. 4 infantry, mountain, and 3 militia, including the one here in port. So I think that's about right. Let's roll for our artillery first, which would succeed on a roll of 2, which we got. So we're going to take away 1 militia. So I'm going to move this off the map temporarily, and we're going to roll for these now. And we can roll for these as well. And again, we're looking for 1s. I don't see a single 1 here. I don't see a single... Ah, here's 1. There's 1 hit. 1 hit total on round 1. And on their end of things, they have 1, 2 hits, with the mountain infantry missing, and the militia. Ah, there we go. I thought it was looking a little light. 1, 2. Let me just shift these over here. And let's see if they score another hit or 2. 2 is already pretty heavy enough. 1 hit, 1 more hit. So 3 hits total. So we're going to take off. We're going to take off 1 of our anti-aircraft guns, and we're going to take off 2 infantry as well. This leaves us ready for round 2. Round 2. Oopsie daisy. Round 2. Okay, give it a shake. Oh wait, I didn't take away their casualty yet, so that will be this one here. Okay, and then we're gonna roll for theirs as well. Yeah. Silly baby. Okay, that's missed there. 1 for militia. This is another one here. So 2 hits on round 2. 1 for the pink here, and 1 for this one here. On their stuff, they rolled a 10 here, a 4 here, a 4 for that one. So just 1 hit on their round 2. Okay, I can handle that. So we're going to take off their militia and their infantry. We're going to take off 1 of our infantry as well. Bunked. Okay, we're going on into round 3. It's a very decent probability I missed a couple dice. 3 hits in total on this round. And for us, just 1 hit on this round. Okay, so we take off 1 of their dice, and we take off 3 of our own. Very grim. Let's see what... Oh, wait, hold on. There's 1 more dice. What is this one here? Mystery dice here. An 11. Well, I don't know if that was from a previous thing or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think it was a previous thing. Let's roll for round 4. There's a 6. And that's it. Just 1 hit on this round. And on their end of things, no hits. So we take off a green dice. And let's move on to round 5. No hits again. Nice. And on our end of things, we've got 1, 2 hits, and that finishes them off. So we're left with 6 infantry, an artillery, and an airplane. So 6 infantry. Let me just slide this off to the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An artillery. And a plane, which the plane will land back in Madrid, I think, this time. Okay, let's line up our casualties, because I want to see how many we lost. So we lost, if one was to count an extra militia from the heavy cruiser, so we lost 6 infantry and an anti-aircraft gun, so that's not too bad of odds. Now we get to roll for the heavy cruiser and their transport, which I believe on a roll of something other, they're scuttled, and something other, they're not. Yeah. In the actual rule book, I would probably be able to find it quicker than this. Here we go. 1 to 9 scuttled and 10 to 12 captured. So let's roll for the heavy cruiser. 8.
8.
And the transport?
8. 8. 8.
7. So I think, if memory serves, that's both misses. Yep, 10 to 12 attack. Okay.
Yes.
So these are wiped out, scuttled. Alright. So if anybody is curious about the whole entire conflict and how it shook out, this is roughly the casualties that we saw. So you know what, at the end of the day, it was a lot of units that we suffered at the end of the day. There we go. Alright. So non-combat for these guys, I can't remember exactly what it goes, but if memory serves, I roll only now for the Peninsula on a dice roll of 6 or less. I'm also going to non-combat move these ones. I'm going to move them into port. Yep, port for them. And that will do it, I think. So we get to roll for recruitment at a 6 or less. 2. Alright, so we got what we wanted. We're going to go for 2 militia. We're going to go... You know what, we're going to go for... Yeah, we're going to go 1, 2. We're going to put them over here. I think that's allowed. Alright, and we get to delete all of these guys as units, I believe. And the war is won. The war is won. Excellent. So that means that we do also get a special unit at the end of our turn, which is this puppy right here. Boom. I believe that's the way it goes. Done. Alright, that takes care of my guys. I just need to quickly double check a few things. Yep, that about seems right. That seems right. Okay, now place units. So I'm going to delete this damaged rail. And now we collect income for the subsequent turn. Now keep in mind we're at 46 plus 1. Yeah, plus 1. Minus 3. So minus 2 so far. We are plus 1, so minus 1. And then we have this one. So we are completely at balance at 46, I believe. Let's see if the map tells us tale. 46, is that correct? D. 1. So minus 2 plus 1, so minus 1. Yeah, 46. By my math. Okay, so 46, and then we add the little bit of a bonus that we get for having all 3 of our territories. 3. 46 plus 3 gives us 49. We had 1 buck left over, so that brings us to a nice even 50. And these guys have 2 bucks as well. And that takes care of the Soviet turn. A rather long one today with some successes, some failures, but generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with how it stands. When it comes to the victory points right now, I guess we could start to duplicate this one here. We've won the Spanish Civil War, and everything else we don't have. Nothing else. So we have a total of 4 victory points. Is that correct? Yeah, 4 victory points, which is nothing at all. Nothing much worth talking about whatsoever. And I have no idea what my opponents have, but that is what we have. Thank you all for watching, and check out the Japanese turn next. The veteran has been pretty gracious with me with some of my game practices of being slow to do my turns, but thank you all for watching. Cheers!